What's up, guys? Back out here. Injectors and intake studs and stuff are here. I made a video putting all this back together and running my new oil pressure and power steering wires and stuff, but I don't think that's going to be in this video. It's really easy, guys. I just ran a wire from here and it plugs down into your sensors. So this video right now is going to be how to upgrade your injectors and put intake studs in. And hopefully the title will read /ECU install. I talked to the tuner. He said that he hasn't heard anything from AEM. Let's get to putting these injectors in. Now, here's the thing. I agreed with a lot of you guys on leaving the stock injectors in to break this in so the rings could seat and it didn't run too rich. But my tuner promised me if I upgrade to the 800cc injectors, he can tune it down to run lean. So it's fine. I'm trying not to have to take this all back apart if I don't have to. It's apart now. Why not upgrade the injectors now? Have them tune it to make this run a little lean for braking. So I'm going to upgrade injectors today. I also got new little tabs, that like little pins that slide in here to help lock them in place because my car didn't come with them on there. So these, for the time being, were just sliding on and off. They weren't snapping into place. They're supposed to be a little, you'll see. So these are the injectors. They came from the same company that I ordered the fuel pressure regulator from. These are supposed to be here over a month ago. There's studs for the intake, and then here's these little clips that should go into the injector plugs that will lock them in place. That was something that I was worried about before, because these never, when I got this car, they never came with clips. They'll lock the injector in. Alright, now that the furnace is off, the reason why I went with DOHC injectors was because they're like the only company that'll do like 1,000 800cc injectors at once. You know, this one might be 801cc, and then this one might be 816cc. Well, they'll take all 100 of them and they test them, and whichever ones are closest, they'll match them up and sell those ones as a kit. The way they explain it is that like they should all be within the same spec. You know what I mean? Instead of having like an 800cc injector and then like an 803cc injector, these ones should all be really close to each other. And then I got the stud kit for the intake because I've been taking that off so much. I'm sure those stock bolts are just stretched out. Like I've taken this thing off 10,000 times. I just went ahead and got the stud kit. So to do injectors on this car, pretty simple. You gotta take your intake plenum off. You pretty much just gotta get to this point. That's really easy to do. You'll have 4 bolts on your throttle body. I just leave that on the car so you don't have to mess with the coolant lines. You got ground, you got your throttle cable. You'll probably have a bracket over here you gotta take off, and then you'll take off your bolts here. Right here. One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Take off all your vacuum lines, and then take off your intercooler pipe that goes over it, and you'll get to this point. And then you're gonna wanna take this rail off. What I think I'm going to do is just take this whole rail off so I can put them on the rail and then bring the rail back to the car. So I gotta take off my fuel lines right here. Mine are empty, so I'm not gonna make a mess. And then these 4 bolts. And then this whole thing should just come out. And then you also got these little plastic washers that go underneath your rail. I took the front ones completely out and I leave the back ones in just barely. And then you can pick this up just a little bit, get this front one out. You don't want to lose these all the way down there. And the same thing over here. And then take these back ones out. They're indented, so they want to stay in there. But if you go and rip this off real quick, sometimes they fall down. You see down there, you see how that one O-ring stayed? You want to make sure you get all those O-rings. You just get like a little pick and get down there. Just try not to scratch the aluminum. And then there's these little tabs that hold this in. This furnace keeps kicking on every time I go to talk. So these just pop out like this. And make sure you get the O-ring. Now hopefully you can hear me since the furnace is on. I'm gonna go around with just a little bit of carb cleaner and clean out all these little holes. You just need a drop. You need to flood this thing with carb cleaner to sit here and wipe these out. Just get them clean. The new O-rings will seat in there real nice. Dude, I don't know what to do. You see how much higher that hole is? Where that clip locks into? Than it is on the new ones? Just on the phone with DOHC. Great customer service, by the way. You don't need to use these clips. The injectors can literally just sit in there, and then the bolts from the rail will hold them in place. The only reason why these clips were on there, he said, was to make sure the spray pattern was facing the right direction. But now that you have these, it doesn't really matter because it's 3. See how there's only 2 holes in that one on the stock injector to make sure it fans out the right direction? These hold these in place so they stay locked in and fan out the right way. This doesn't really matter which direction they spray anymore. So yeah, they just stay in like that. You don't use those pins anymore, or those clips. So just make sure you get grease on everything. Now you want to put them on all of these ones too. I don't know which way to put these on now though. Should I put them in the engine without those clips first? I don't know, I want to lock those plugs in. I'm going to put them on these plugs first. These little pins lock these injectors in place. See how that pin slid in there and it locked these in place? I was worried about them jiggling off going down the road. I'm just checking, making sure I don't have like a glob of grease in any of those. I gotta get these steps on. Now I just gotta try to line this up. Try not to knock these spacers off. Line the injectors up and get the bolts started. It's gonna be super fun to do by yourself. Now I don't know if you can see or not, but you kinda gotta mess with these to get them all lined up perfect. There's the 800cc injectors. They don't seem to be moving. Nothing should leak. Alright, now that I got those injectors on, let's do these studs. 2 long ones go in the back, 3 short ones go in the front. To give you all new locking nuts with it. You're gonna want to wipe off all that Loctite that squirted out. Wipe all that off so the gasket can seat right. You sit here and you have this build up and it dries like that, you'll have a leak. I'm gonna use a little bit of carb cleaner, wipe this off. See, even though stuff looks clean, look how dirty that was. Just always clean. Clean, clean, clean. 90% of everything is prep. You know what? I'm actually gonna put these fuel lines on and I am going to turn the ignition on and see if I got any fuel leaks before I put this plenum on. Because I don't want to take everything back apart, you know what I mean? You should be able to turn the key in the start position and it should turn the fuel pump on. Alright, I'm just going around double and triple checking everything. Make sure all these fittings are tight. Hopefully I have no leaks. Alright, I'm sitting right at 45 PSI on the fuel pressure gauge. Have no fuel leaks anywhere. Alright, let's get his intake plenum on. Dude, I want a whole new intake plenum. If one of you guys can make these, let me know. You guys ever seen the ones where they like take this, chop it off right here, and then just put a big like can right there? That's what I want. Okay, this battery's about to die. I'm just gonna run around and button this up. Fuel side's ready to go. Oh, and real quick, I know a few of you were doing the fuel pressure regulator like I did. That's how I ran my vacuum line that goes to it. I ran it underneath the throttle body and put it in the same spot. Factory one sat there and ran a line to there. I just ran a line underneath that. Just make sure it's not kinked. Make sure you got enough slack in there. Everything's ready for the ECU. Got everything buttoned up. Got everything plugged in. It'll be a second your world. It'll probably be tomorrow morning, but hopefully the ECU's here and we can start this thing. All right, back out here. I talked to the tuner. The ECU was delivered, but no one was there to sign for it. He was at lunch. So it's coming back today. He said he's not taking a lunch today. Everything should be here tomorrow, which is Friday, and we should be able to start this car. One thing that I keep forgetting about, a wideband sensor. He actually ran to Summit Racing last night, right before they closed, and picked me up an AEM one. Plugged that in, put the ECU in. This car should start tomorrow. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to get that little nut out of my exhaust to put a wideband in. I don't think it's ever been open. So this exhaust has a little port where you can take it out. Actually has 2, but you want to go to the farthest one back that you have because you want to get both banks. That makes sense to you guys? If you put a wideband up here, it's only going to see the airflow ratio from bank 1. If you put it back here, it should see both. I was actually hoping I had one right here. I thought I did. I guess not. So this is the one I'm going to try to get out. Hopefully it doesn't break off. Let's soak that in some PB Blaster. Definitely should have opened that up when this was out. I've thought about getting a wideband like a dozen times. Like, I'm not even joking with you guys. I just always forget. I'll literally be laying in bed and be like, oh, what else do I need? What else do I need? And I'll be like, I gotta get a wideband. And then I go to sleep and I forget to get it. It's been sitting for a little bit. I can't get my breaker bar in there. I don't have enough room. Oh my God, it's gonna break. Oh my God, it came. Oh my God, it came. I wonder if I got that on camera. I was scared I'm gonna break it. So what I did is I got it loose about 3 turns. I sprayed it again and I screwed it back in to get some of that oil into the exhaust. I don't even know if you guys can see the way I'm holding this camera. That was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Okay boys, I think I'm ready for the ECU. I went around, I topped off my fluid in my transmission and my transfer case. Happy I remembered that. I forgot that my transfer case was completely drained and transmission just took about a half a quart. I'm gonna flush both of those and put good fluid in there. You guys argue about what oil you guys think I should use down in the comments. The diff should be full. I'm gonna check it real quick though. I've gone over everything 10,000 times today. Okay, like I said, that's pretty much all I can do today. I gotta get that ECU. I will see you guys in a second in your world. It'll be tomorrow for me. All right, boys, big day. The guys from Race Mod, they'll be on their way here in a little bit. Just texted me. I'm just gonna keep going over everything, make sure I got everything plugged in, nothing's loose anywhere. And just wait for them. Hopefully they plug this ECU in and everything should be good. Pretty much just gonna walk around this thing for the next 45 minutes. Make sure everything's buttoned up, make sure there's fluid and everything, and wait for them. I'll bring you back once they're here. All right, guys, I don't know if you can hear me. I got a mask on, but it's finally here. Here's my old one. We were just going over it. They agreed this thing was fried. So everything's ready to go. I should just be able to plug this in and at least hopefully get the start. I might have to adjust the timing a little bit, but I should be good to go. So let's see how it goes. And plus, they're here. So can plug into it with their laptop and see what else I fucked up. Now, this is the Series 2, so it should just be plug and play, and it'll just go right in, even though there's 4, and I only have 3.
Alright, so we need it powered up. Battery is good and charged. Do you have a jump pack or a charger we can put on to make sure that we don't lose voltage?
Yeah. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to upload the file to the ECU?
Yeah, I gotta key still on?
Yep. And then since I got the AEM boost controller, because right now I can change it messing with this. I honestly don't know how to do it.
Right.
But now I can just program, you can like have it set at 18 and I can just hook it to that.
ECU is going to control the boost.
Yeah, the ECU is going to control the boost.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have a bi-directional control with your gauge. You'll be able to add or take away from it.
Oh, okay.
With the gauge.
So basically it'll have a set point through here, and then you can modify that through there, up or down. Like, because you can put in there 3 different, I think it's 3, might be more, but you can have different settings already that you can go, they'll be loaded as like 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
you know, with different boost levels.
That's sick. So yeah, we all got masks on. I don't know if you guys could hear him or not, but I guess you have 3 different settings on this.
Before you start, press the throttle to the floor.
Alright.
And then let off.
Alright, everything's downloaded.
Yep, throttle. Perfect. Engine load, perfect. Okay. Get a little fuel in the chamber there.
Is there fuel pressure?
Battery's too low. Then once it goes to cranking, let up.
Why is it? It keeps stopping, cranking every time I hit the throttle.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, that's never done that before. Yeah, every time I hit the throttle, I just hit the throttle right there, it stops cranking.
So if you hit the throttle first, will it crank?
Yeah. Why is this? I'm not stopping, cranking it. Well, you want me to plug that pill in so it doesn't adjust timing?
Yeah, let's try it.
That's how I got it started last time.
What you're doing is getting the timing error. You got the 14 degrees there.
I'm not stopping the key. Why is
you're holding it, it's just stopping the crank.
Yeah.
Is that you holding it to the floor?
Yeah. What's the fuel pressure at? I never adjusted that.
About 45?
Yeah, that's fine, right?
Should be enough to start it, yeah.
Is it leaking fuel anywhere?
I'm sorry?
I just, yeah, like, because I just did those injectors. Are they not seated right?
I don't see nothing running out under it. So, if it is, it's not enough to be.
Can you see if it's getting fuel? Are all injectors working?
Now the injectors are good. It feels like a timing problem. Was the engine taken apart and re-timed the gears?
Yeah, when I got it back, they did all that for me. When I got it back, all the dots were lined up. I checked that because I turned this over by hand to get oil going through it before I put it back in the car, and all the dots were fine.
What it actually looks like is that the front bank wasn't firing at all. Those plugs are spotless clean. Like, this isn't, I mean, that's rich, right? But those aren't firing at all.
They were covered in fuel.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean. They weren't firing at all. Now so on this car, what drives the coil? It's one coil does both front and rear bank,
Yeah,
right?
so if that's working, then that has to be working.
If we adjust this a couple times, it doesn't work. We'll check and make sure you're getting fire here.
Okay.
Hold it to the floor when you're trying.
Yeah, how old is the gas in this car?
It's brand new.
Okay, all right.
It's 93. Even with the fried ECU, it ran better than this. It started up. It just knocked. Like, I can show you a video. It's all on YouTube.
Yeah, no worries. No, that's
See, that's how they all were. Just a little. That's why I thought they were fine. They were just getting washed out.
And that's not pure white anymore.
See, here's an old one. See, even if you look at one side, it's burnt, and then the other side's clear. I thought they were firing. They're just getting washed out.
Okay. One more. Like as far as the time, whoomp, 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 whoomp. Is that how it always cranked?
Yeah, pretty much.
It sounds the same.
Yeah, it never did the womp womp womp. It would always fire. It always fired before. It just ran like dog shit. I never had the problem of it just cranking, cranking, cranking. It always fired. Yeah. Plugs, wires, coil packs, they're all new. Every sensor that I can replace besides this, because you can't find this, is new.
Pause, do some research, figure out what we gotta do.
Okay. I just don't understand. Before, on the old ECU, it still always fired. It just fucking knocked.
so.
And now it's not even getting anything.
It could have a mass airflow situation. Just because it ran before with that ECU, like you said, it has a backup fuel map before that goes back.
Yeah, can you program it to run speed density right now and just see if it fires?
Well, the other program that we put in was speed density. The one where it didn't run either.
Oh,
that
was it?
mass airflow off, yes, so that's not it.
And the front's definitely getting fuel. You can see the rear injectors are firing, so the wiring on the injectors are good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can show you a couple of videos of it running. It'll run for 10 minutes. It just sits here and blah, 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 blah,
Never on
It
this
sounds like
engine.
this fucking big can. Yes, on this engine.
On this new engine.
Yes. I just had it running
But it
a
was
month
missing.
ago.
Something was missing.
Yeah, it was just knocking real fucking bad. So I could calm it down, messing with the timing. I
Right.
could get it to calm,
Oh, yeah,
but it
the
was
more you
always
would
still,
retard it,
yeah.
would slow it down some.
Right.
Let's put a screwdriver on and check it. Let's see if it's got any fire at all. Hopefully it hits them.
You'll be fine.
We just want to see if we got any spark.
Video of that, huh? Definitely have spark. So, if you have spark and fuel and it's not firing, you're lacking compression. You're lacking compression due to either timing or something worse. Okay? You don't probably have a compression tester, do you?
No.
Because it could be low on compression, not necessarily no compression, but low compression won't fire, which could be head gasket, could be, you know, I know it's new, I understand that completely, but the fact that these plugs look like this and they were in there, and the new ones are pretty much looking the same to me, I don't believe it's firing these 3 cylinders.
Let's try another one.
Put it on your tongue. So, where we're at is the same spot where we started pretty much. We think we need a map sensor. Because everything, you just want to say it?
Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be normal. We're getting all the right readings at the ECU.
But the ECU keeps, their instructions say if you have a map sensor, but it doesn't give you any instructions if you don't have a map sensor.
Correct. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about not having it. It doesn't say you must. It says it can be ran with or without your mass airflow sensor, but then it goes into where it says if you don't use the mass airflow sensor, you must have a map sensor. You have your mass airflow. We're getting fuel, we're getting spark,
which I'm going to run speed density. So regardless, I need a map sensor. So we might as well get it and see if that's a problem.
Let's get right to that. That way,
All right.
Save some time.
All right, guys. Sorry I haven't been talking too much or even recording too much at that. I just, it's not doing anything now. It's kind of running worse. They're outside. They're on the phone with AEM tech support. They're trying to figure out if I need a map sensor. The only other thing it could be is that it's at a time. I'm going to go back and watch my video before I turn this over by hand. I'm 99.999% positive I checked the timing before I turned this over and put oil in it, that all the timing marks were lined up. I'm going to go back, watch that video, make sure I didn't overlook that. I ordered a compression tester and see if I have compression up front. That should be here tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully we can get something figured out. Oh, that was the best it's been.
Try one more.
So what are you doing right now? You're just trying to take fuel out of it?
Trying my best, yeah.
I mean, because you got to pretty much take all the fuel out of those big injectors, right? Because it's still stock?
Well, I don't think he's got a stock file in it right now.
Oh.
No, so when you put, so normally if you're tuning and you put the correct injector information in, it will give the amount of fuel that it needs.
Try it.
Alright, boys, I don't know how much you guys seen or how much of that footage I'm going to use because the car just cranked and cranked and cranked. It would not fire at all. It seems to be worse than it was with the bad ECU. And we did a little bit of looking, and a few people are saying that the AEM will not work without a map sensor. So we're ordering a map sensor. It'll be here Monday. It's not going to be here in time for us to get this done before Monday's video, but I mean, at least I guess you get to see injectors and the ECUs here. That's a plus, right? I got some things to do while I'm waiting for that. I got to run a wideband. It's right there. You guys can't see anything. It's right there. It's hanging. I got it plugged in. You know me. I got to run those wires nice and so you can't see them and tuck it all. Hopefully the map sensor and engine temp or intake temp sensor should be here Monday. I'm going to run both of those. Sucks that it isn't running, but we're getting there, I guess. You gotta look at it half full, right? See you in the next one.